hate you so much. Squirrels, they haunt my dreams. They have a Venom picture about to be destroyed, chat. These squirrels are free Killmonger fodder. Hopefully Iceman and Korg are about to jack him up. Always, always. Oh, good gravy. Goodness me, oh my, oh my. So, the way Falcon works is Falcon returns the 1-drops in the order they were put on the board. So he'll pick up the squirrels first, and then these, and then this. For the love of God. Please, I'm begging you, Killmonger the board. So put these 3 back in my hand, and then it would put 2 squirrels back. Oh, but I can't, I messed up. I can't feast on 5 because of the Mindscape. Well, I mean, I guess I can still beast the hood, yeah? I'll just give them these and that. Super Adaptoid will be in a direct-to-series 4-pack. Haven't played or watched Snap in months, and I just tuned in to see Jeff playing Bounce. That checks out. Yep. Snap does a very good job of balancing their game. Making sure that things that were once playable remain playable. All right, so we're losing the null path. Is adding 6 in the middle enough to win it? It is if they drew a brick. And there are 2 rocks in there. There were 1 in 3 to draw a rock. Narrator, they drew death. Yes! They drew Deadpool! Got him. Oh, we could Venom and then Killmonger. Yeah, that's true, because we're eating our demon. That technically would have been a bit better. Because it would have gotten rid of our -2 here, but it would have gotten rid of their +1. Yeah, we won anyways, but your line was better, Cirque.
Found a rook.
Please, Benjamin, I'm begging you. If I have a family. Stop forcing cards onto my board. Mercy. Mercy. Should we get rid of the cloning bats? I don't know. Maybe it's less good with Moira in their deck. I'm also kind of into the idea of putting a bunch of rocks in their deck. I think it's this. I think it's this.
Hey man, I'm cool.
Are they blowing up Moira this turn? Okay, so they're shuffling 6 cards into their deck and getting 3 back out, and I have rocks loaded up.
What a game!
Nico to hand. Draw 2. Nico. So I'm counting, chat. People, okay, I'm going to explain what I've been doing after I finish counting it. Stop distracting me. Okay, so Nico to hand. Draw 2. Falcon, bounces, ninja, and nothing else. And then I'm playing out 1, 2, 3. So this is 14. I'm tying the center. So the ninja is the oldest 1-drop on the board right now. So I'm putting exactly enough cards in my hand here to return only the ninja to my hand with this falcon. Is carefully cool. Again, that comes back to what we said in the very first turn of the first game, right? Is your falcon bounces your cards in the order they were put on the field, and the oldest 1-drop on the field was the ninja. So if I count it out, so my hand has 6 cards when the falcon on reveal triggers, I pick the ninja back up to my hand. So if you saw, I put the Korg here initially, and then I moved it, because if I put the Korg here, I would have had a cloned Korg in my hand as slot number 7. after I drew the cards and the cloning batch triggered, and the Falcon would have bounced nothing. So I had to move the Korg to here, so that way it drew cards from the Nico and didn't copy itself to my hand, so I had one slot in my hand open so we could Falcon back the Ninja. And that, gamers, is why Bounce, even when it's not the best deck in the game, is one of the ones I enjoy playing the most, because it lets you think through so many sequencing, permutations, and decisions in a way that I personally find fun. It highlights what I enjoy about games. I want my games to be a puzzle that I noodle through solving. And Bounce creates some of the most interesting puzzles Marvel Snap has to offer to figure out. In my opinion. The Vegas casinos would never allow this, yep. Yeah, I enjoyed some of the new cards they added to One Spotting Galaxy last night. I actually think some of the new treasures are really sweet too. Cards are fine, but the treasures have some really slick designs on them. So we're gonna lose the badge report bonus this turn to a 2-drop, unfortunately. That's fine. That's not fine. Ugh. Gross. Dream Dimension, definitely worse for us than them. Based on the data, which version of Destroy is better, Moira or Dormammu? 1, who said those two cards are mutually exclusive in Destroy? 2, in general, we don't get meaningful sample sizes enough to make differentiations like that typically. And this would have been my best draw in my deck if Dream Dimension hadn't been here. Actually, you know what? I think I messed up. No, I definitely messed up. I guess not strictly. It's close. There's a very real possibility I should have Falcon and then played 2 1s last turn so I could have drawn Beast this turn. Yeah, my hit monkey's only 7 here. I think we definitely need to go next. What is the opponent's deck? The opponent's deck is a Spectrum variation featuring typically Bastion and Victoria Hand. If you haven't seen the opponent's deck before, that means you're not keeping up with the weekly deck roundups on the YouTube channel. You should make sure you're subscribed to Hoaglandia Snap and ring that bell so you don't miss different tech things like this. I think we started covering this deck the week Bastion released, so it's been in a couple roundups at this point. This is unfortunately one where I need to bounce before I bishop. Probably about to get Cosmo on the left, but I also just don't want to play 800 games against the same person, so I'm happy to play for 8 here. Just move on. Ravona snap is interesting. Black Vortex could screw us here, obviously, as well. Ooh, getting the Victoria hand with the Silver Sable is good value. This is the Black Vortex Reddit wants for everybody at home. Oh, Sable made Victoria hand cheaper. Okay, that's a mixed bag then. That's funny. Quantum Tunnel's kind of a crapshoot for both of us. Okay, so they have 2-1-7 copies of Victoria. So they could get to 23 in the center. And this is 7-11, which gets me to 25 there. And then this gets me to, oh, hold on. Order in the cart. And then this gets me to 10, 13, 28 over here. I don't know. I feel like we're in a pretty okay spot, yeah. Ooh, I forgot about Mystique, but that still only ties the center, yeah? And we win the other two. Clean. Victory. Seems like a really unfair advantage that Jeff can count. It is. It's not You know, not all things are created equal. Yeah, Silver Sable putting in the work, being able to discount their thing for them, but also taking critical points off everywhere. Man, Spectrum Destroyer is competitive. I'm happily playing Bishop inside of Bounce. It's 2025, chat, and Marvel Snap's the best balanced card game I've ever played. We're gonna take a brief pause for the cause to let some adverts roll. I'm gonna run and grab my lunch, and then we're gonna play some more of this when we get back. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. If you're enjoying watching me pick my cards back up and put it back down on the YouTube side, make sure you tap the like button. Appreciate the folks that have done that already. Oh, chat. Christy went to the grocery store yesterday, and I forgot to ask her to get me cherry tomatoes. And she bought them. She bought them anyways. That's love right there. But Jeff, Shadowverse is doing balance passes now, too. Yeah, it turns out not all balance passes are created equally. Yo! I am firmly a geriatric Oglandian. Thank you for the 85 months. I appreciate the 7 years. Welcome back. Over 7 years.
Opponent snapped.
I am collection complete. And I just got my data back. You asked me how much I've spent. I've spent $28 a month since launch.
Hey, you found a rook.
$28 a month. That's so much cheaper than basically every other successful card game. Hey, man. Thank you for the 6 months in advance. I plan to be here. Thanks for keeping me around.
I found a rock.
Enjoy your extra hood, gamer. I'm sure they will. Probably Victoria hand stuff, I had to venture a guess. My monkey loves tacos, chip. Hey, Mitch, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. There's probably some misery business going on the other side of the board here. Are we cooked? We might be cooked. My lack of bouncers is sad. Are the demons that were foretold to be coming for me finally here, chat? Is this what we've been waiting for? I'm gonna pick back up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1-drops here, nice and clean. Unfortunately, did not find Bishop. And they have what, like 6 more demons in their hand? And possibly a Victoria hand. So I have like... I have 8. 14 I can play out somewhere. That's not quite enough.
Escaped. Opponent snap. Snap.
Hey man, I'm cool.
Iron Patriot not happening here is a huge win for us for sure. They have 7 cards in their hand, so I think I'd rather Chavez than Iceman. Even if we draw Bishop or Beast or Toxin, we're probably in trouble with not getting another monkey copy. Getting the Quake Bird now does mean they can't use it to juke into Death Domain later, though, so we got that going for us. Oh, my queen! 10 out of 10! Wood location reroll again! She's the GOAT, chat! The greatest of all time! Never gonna give me up. Never gonna let me down. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Man, I've had some rude Nico Monarus in my day. That might take the cake. Do you have a good weekend? Mission deck list, youtube.com/Hoaglandia Snap. Post weekend deck roundups there that always include some goodies for the weekend missions. There's also deck highlights on the YouTube channel that you're commenting on, Skimkiller, where we go over various things like that. There was a Warlock deck posted there this morning, in fact. I want a refund. Ben Bro, did I actually have a deal, not my dance, where every time your account queues into my account, he makes sure that the RNG always screws you. Oh, I was muted there. So Dormammu looks like it. Sweet. Thing 6, thanks for the 20 months. Street Fit, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you repping that Prime. So there's certainly a Killmonger deck. But I also think they have a hard time playing for Kiln here if I commit some extra points, so think that's the play for now. Getting 8 this turn. We're gonna lose a draw. Sure, but my hand's really good, right? Why do I care? Why do I care about losing a draw? Mixed feelings here because I have priority now. Yeah, I needed the X-23 to jump right so I wouldn't have priority. Now I have to worry about Killmonger. Oh, they can have Zola as well. Usually the Dormammu builds give up Zola. How big's my monkey? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 11. So this is enough to win here. And we do this over here. Them splitting the difference here is probably very bad for us. Probably lose the left and the right and the center here. Oh, they had null and death. Yeah. All right, could we have beat that? We could have been 8, 8, 11. 8, 8 is 16. 11 is 27. It could have been 32 here. Yeah, just a flip here at the end. You sub Surge for Black Swan. So that's what we call a loaded question, because it comes with the implication that I started with a deck that had Black Swan in it and then cut that Black Swan for Surge, which isn't what happened.
Hey, you found a rook.
So the question you're perhaps trying to ask is, do you prefer Surge to Black Swan? To which the answer is a resounding yes. That's why I'm playing Surge instead of Black Swan. I think they're both fine. Could play either. Different ups and downs. They're both cards that need to be drawn and played early. think I'm doing this. We're hoping to draw Falcon or Beast next turn. %. Bishop. Bishop's not bad. Is this crazy to try and make sure I don't have priority? So put us 10 to 11 in the center. And then we're losing left, obviously, because we'll be at -4 there.
Enough said, Bob.
Gives up 1 point on the center to try and play for not having priority. Drawing one of our 2/1 drops was ideal here. So my monkey is +8, which is 11. So I need I need 15 over here to win. So 11 plus 5 is good there. And then I play these other 3 over here. And then the Killmonger is super beneficial for us, right? Because it gives me the Atlantis bonus in the center, and it clears my HUD on the left. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you. Get the old triple, thanks to their Killmonger. Dedicate this one to him. Wouldn't be possible without him.
Victory.
But taking a good long think about their Killmonger choices that led them to that game state.
Oh, snap. Opponent snapped.
If I play the hood out, Killmonger could get us, but it has such high upside. He said before Iceman, Ice is the Killmonger. Naturally, that's what's gonna happen, yeah. No Killmonger means this cloning match is pretty good for us. So I'm gonna get to play out all of these zeros this turn. Hit Monkey to hand, Nico to hand, Demon to hand, 2 extra cards. If I copy the Nico, I brick a draw. I don't want to brick a draw. Monkey to hand, Demon to hand, 2 cards to hand. All right, now they're killmongering this turn. Summoning ritual, sure.
Hey man, I'm cool.
All right, we need to draw not bishop. This is the oldest one drop on my board, right? So it's gonna pull Ninja back to my hand. I'm gonna get 13 power Monkey and then Ninja in my hand. And we should avoid priority with this sequence, so we don't have to worry about Killmonger and our demons next turn. Oh, come on, go left. Go left! How big is their Dormammu, chat? I haven't been paying attention. Please, someone help me. Am I covered Dormammu on the right with 27? I think 27's got to be bigger than Dormammu, yeah? Anybody know? Anybody paying attention? I certainly wasn't paying attention. It's like 17. So this is a 19 power Monkey, so I'm adding 21 in the middle up to 25, so I'm beating a copy of Death there. There's also something somewhat appealing. The order doesn't matter for Hit Monkey. You can play it first and still gets the bonuses. They can only put a minimal amount of power here. Is it crazy to just do this? Does Death plus Dormammu beat me on the right? Dormammu 17. I'm beating Death Dormammu on the right. They only have 7 energy, so they can't Dormammu null. Does a regular null beat me? I don't know how many power they've destroyed. I feel like null's not that big. That was their worst possible there. I think we were beating their best possible though too, so. Yeah, we were beating Dormammu plus Death on the right. Love it. Love it.
Victory.
I absolutely love playing Bounce, chat. It is so much fun, and I honestly feel like the Bounce decks ended up at a pretty perfect power slot. As something of a hipster who hates playing mirror matches, I really enjoy that I can play this deck and not feel bad about it, but at the same time, it's not a bunch of mirror matches for me. Bishop felt pretty good in there. I've been playing builds of Bounce that had Sage in this slot, and having a threat that we could play out proactively makes your sequencing a little bit cleaner. It makes you harder to play around tech cards like Shadow King and even Killmonger and Shang-Chi a little bit because it puts power on the board, but I think you can manage that as well. I think Werewolf by Night makes Bounce kind of clunky on average because it really encourages... Bounce is a deck that already has a lot of really strict sequencing choices on where you're playing your cards out and when. So this particular build, getting to stack all of its 1-drops, it makes even... Werewolf makes a deck that already has difficult sequencing harder and more awkward. And I don't think difficult is probably right. You have strict sequencing of where you want to play things out to maximize your bounces, and Werewolf takes that strict sequencing and adds another wrinkle to it that makes it much harder to optimize, much impossible to optimize for both, basically. That was super fun. I love Marvel Snap's game balance. It's so good. The fact that we can just like play this deck years later and still feels real clean and solid.